Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here. We are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Sunday, November 13th slate of NBA action. Man, I'm super excited to dive into it. We do have a 7-game slate on as of today, so nothing too crazy. Definitely not a full slate, but we aren't just limited to like 3 or 4 games too. It's a pretty perfect size, to be completely honest. So I'm super excited to dive into it. But before we did, I did just want to go ahead and say we are still currently on the road to 9,000 subscribers. You guys have been showing a lot of support here recently, so if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. There will be a giveaway here for 8,000 subscribers on Monday, so make sure that if you guys are new, make sure that you guys are subbed. But next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. And thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. It truly does mean the absolute world to me, so much more than you guys will ever know. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into a quick recap as of yesterday. We ended up going 2-2 on the day, just about as average as it could get. Ended up going 2-2, so we did end up having our Brooklyn and Clippers under 212 at -110. This one finished very, very close to it. It finished at 210. It was very, very close, but it ended up working out for us overall. Seth Curry, he wanted the over to hit. Man was going absolutely ballistic in the fourth quarter, but it ended up working out. Then we did have Porzingis, over 8.5 rebounds versus Utah at -130. I even tweeted about this. I thought this one was absolute chalk. Porzingis literally was like extremely, extremely lazy, like in the first half of the game. Wasn't really trying to get any rebounds. He was standing out on the three-point line strictly on the offensive side of things. I thought this one was chalked. I thought there was absolutely no chance, but he ends up grabbing 7 rebounds in the third quarter and ends up hitting it out and hitting it for us. So shout out Porzingis. You know, it ended up working out for us. Then we had our kill shot play of the day. Trae Young, under 25.5 points versus Philadelphia. I still feel like this was a good play. I still would play this once again. If you take a look at it, he only scored 2 points for like basically the first quarter. And then close to the end of the first quarter, him and Embiid got into that little scuffle. And I knew that as soon as that happened, Trae Young was going to go off, because that's what Trae Young plays for. Trae Young plays for narratives. He plays for scripts. He plays for emotions. Anytime that he does have any sort of a rivalry, he plays absolutely fantastic. Like against the Knicks, he has this, crazy, I guess, rivalry with the New York Knicks, and he just goes absolutely ballistic every time he plays them. So I think that, I knew as soon as I saw that, Trae Young, coming into the second quarter, ends up scoring 11 straight, and it was just, it was very, very tough. Then we did end up having Kevin Porter Jr. over 6.5 assists versus the Pelicans. He ends up dropping like 24, so he just wasn't really looking to pass the ball. Finishes with just 3 assists, so very tough, but, it is what it is. But we ended up going 2-2. One of the plays finished very, very close to us winning that one as well, to be a 3-1 day. But overall, we're at a 74% hit rate, which is absolutely fantastic for this week. We have been crazy good this week. Obviously, I hope it continues, but realistically, it's probably going to start slowing down. So make sure that you guys do manage your bankroll. This is going to be one of those days. It's ugly. It's definitely an ugly play, or an ugly slate just in general. Don't have a lot to go off of, but I found a couple plays that I do like. So without any further ado, let's dive into our King Skill Shot play of the day. We're taking the Thunder, plus 5.5 here versus the Knicks at -110 odds. This is just about as non-trappy of a line as it could get. The Thunder, they are the cover kings. They have been very, very solid at covering the spread as of recently. They haven't been great in their last 4 games or so, but overall, over the course of the season, they're 7-5 against the spread, positive. In New York, they are not 5-6-1 against the spread on the year. So definitely not a spot that you want to be targeting the Knicks. They do not cover a lot more often than they do. And following a win, which OKC did end up having by 19 over Toronto in their last game, they are 3-1 against the spread. Definitely a great spot to target. Knicks coming off of a 9-point win versus Detroit as well. They are 1-4 against the spread following a win. So I think that this is a really good spot. The New York Knicks, they don't normally string together win streaks, especially not this year. And I think that the Thunder can actually win this one outright. I don't need the points. If this was just a pick 'em, I would still probably take the Thunder. But in this situation, since we are making it a lock, I am going to take the points just in case. But this is what I absolutely love. when I talk about history being on our side, this one has history on history on history. The Thunder, they have won outright. No points, none of that. They have won outright 10 of their last 12 matchups versus the Knicks. That speaks a lot of volume. The Thunder have over time annihilated the Knicks, and I think that they can do that once again. OKC as a road underdog this year, they are 3-1 against the spread, and Knicks have only covered in 2 of their last 9 games. The Knicks have really struggled here recently. OKC Thunder is where it's at. I think that this is a great spot, and I think they truly do win this game outright. I wouldn't mind the money line if you wanted to put a little bit on it, but personally, I do just like the spread just in case. So that is going to be our first play of the day. Thunder plus 5.5 versus New York Knicks at minus 110 odds. Now for our second play of the day, we're taking Domantas Sabonis over 18.5 points here versus Golden State Warriors at minus 110 odds. Now Sabonis, he did have a pretty rough time to start the year. I'll be completely honest. He had a really rough start to the year with him getting in foul trouble a lot and the whole 9 yards. But Sabonis really has turned it around. He has actually hit this over in 5 straight games, and I just think that this line has not been corrected enough. Golden State Warriors, they do play at the fastest pace in the entire NBA, so they are really going to get up and down for sure. Golden State also allows the most points per game to opposing teams. So they are statistically the worst defense in basketball when it comes to allowing points. So I think that Sabonis can get right around that 20 mark, maybe even more. And I think that also Golden State allows the most or the second most points per game to opposing centers. So they allow the most points per game and the second most to centers. That is a recipe for success for a guy like Sabonis. Golden State is also 25th when it comes to defensive efficiency. One of the worst defensive efficiency in all of basketball. So I think this is a really good spot here to be taking it over here for Sabonis. Hopefully he can make us some coin back. We haven't necessarily been great on Sabonis, but I think he can turn it around here for us. So that is going to be our second play of the day. Domantas Sabonis over 18.5 points here versus Golden State at minus 110 odds. Now, that is going to be my only 2 official plays for now. I probably will be adding some. We are still waiting on some lines currently, and I don't necessarily have access to those, unfortunately. But I will say one heavy lean that I did have was Russell Westbrook under 7.5 assists versus Brooklyn, plus value. I think that it's a spot where they're begging you to take the over, especially with how good Russell Westbrook's been recently. But Brooklyn's defense, man, I can't stress that enough. Brooklyn's defense has just been electric, and I think that this is going to be a spot where Russell Westbrook, a guy coming off the bench, he's just not going to see all those assist opportunities, and I think it's a really good spot to be able to sell high on a guy like Russell Westbrook. So before the last 3 or 4 games, he's hit the under in every game, so it's kind of one of those things that this line is just adjusted a little bit too much. So I think it's a really good spot overall. I truly do. But I don't know if that'll be an official play. So make sure that if you guys are wanting to know if I add any plays, check the pinned comment section first and my Twitter. Check both those spots. It'll definitely be able to... you'll be able to see both the plays on there if I end up adding any more. So, but that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we're on the road to 9,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys are subbed. But that's going to do it for me. This is King Sander signing out. Peace.